Okay, speaking about passion, and I've had a lot of single women asking me, are you single?
Well, if you'd asked me a few months ago, I would have said yes. But I've been in a long-term relationship, and you know, we've gone through a couple of separations over time, but it's really made our relationship stronger. We've been together for 11 years now. My sweetheart Adele, hey Adele, and it's just made our relationship stronger, our communication better, the enjoyment between us more, the appreciation, the gratitude, the fun we're having together. So I elaborated on that, but I'm committed.
Yeah. Okay. Speaking of passions, though, I think you have, I've heard you've had some other passions in your life with other things you did previously before landing here on the island.
Yeah. Well, this is what I'm considering my fourth career. I've been a hypnotherapist, and then a significant part of my adult life I used to own video stores. And I love movies, love movies. And I loved the video store business, so interactive. And I was a very hands-on owner, and when people came into my store, or anyone who worked for me, we knew what anybody liked. So people came into the store and we recommended movies, and it was wonderful. So I love that. Was a massage therapist for a while. And since coming on to Maui, along with what I'm doing here, talk show host, the other things that I'm developing very actively now are modeling and acting. So I've had a couple of modeling shoots.
Wow.
A couple modeling shoots. And I'm very interested in jobs modeling. So anyone out there who is seeing this, likes this face, I'm for hire. Modeling, acting, very interested. I've taken some acting classes, very interested in acting. Again, here I am. So those are some things besides the talk show host that I'm really passionate about pursuing, developing in my life right now.
And I guess you've had many people tell you that you resemble Richard Gere, right?
Yeah. I get a lot of that, especially in the last 2 or 3 years. I've been getting a lot of that. So Richard, if you're seeing this and you need a brother in one of your movies, that's something I play with sometimes. People come on and you look like Richard. Well, I'm his brother. Really? You know, and I'll play with that for a while, and you know, weave it for a while, and have a lot of fun with that. But yeah, if you ever want me as your brother in a movie, Richard, I'm available.
Okay, if you were going to take an acting job, name your ideal role. What would it be?
Ideal role? Well, I tell you, I could see myself being wild and crazy in a movie like Jim Carrey. I could see that. I could see myself playing a romantic lead, you know, Richard Gere. You know, romantic with, you know, with an edge of comedy perhaps, you know, like a romantic comedy. I could see myself very much in that kind of a role, like romantic comedy, very much so, that kind of a role. Even maybe a little bit of music and dance. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
What inspired you to be a talk show host and producer?
Well, at the same year that I opened my video store, which was 1981 or 1982, it was 1981 I opened my video store, but I think it was 1982 that David Letterman started his show. And I was in my later 20s at that point. So I think more than anything, he has been someone that I've consistently, it's like if I'm not home, I'll set the tape.
Wow.
Or maybe, you know, when I get more advanced, I'll set the TiVo. But he's been an inspiration for me. And just watching his trajectory of his career over the past 25 years, you know. He used to come out in sneakers, and now he comes out, you know, he's much more formal, and he's growing older, as I am. And I love that medium. While I'm very different than he is. I see myself more like a Charlie Rose. I'm not a stand-up comic. But I think more than anyone, he's inspired me. But I love the talk show format.
Yeah. And you're very good at it, obviously.
Thank you.
So, how long has Life on Maui been on air?
It's been over a year. Over a year that we've been doing this, and I give a shout out to Akaku. It's a wonderful place. I took their courses here and just got right into what I wanted to pursue, got the support from some other folks, and just having a great time doing the show.
How many shows have you produced?
This will be the 19th show in a year, which is something. Yeah.
Great. Congratulations on that, Steve.
Thanks, Morgan.
And what kind of response have you had from the community? Since you're such a big part of the community, do you have people coming up to you, go, oh, you're Steve Freid? Do you have that?
Yeah, it's kind of hit critical mass. For a while we were doing the shows and doing the shows. Then about, I'm going to say 4 or 5 months ago, I don't really know what happened. I don't know if it's that whole thing of a tipping point or critical mass. All of a sudden, 4 or 5 months ago, a lot of people have been coming up to me and expressing a lot of appreciation, saying thank you for what you're doing in the community. We love your show. And kind of right behind that is some people, some very talented people, have been asking me, can I come on your show? So I'm very enthusiastic because I've got a list now of at least a dozen wonderful guests who want to come on the show, and it's just a matter of over time being able to have more and more, do more and more shows, have more and more guests. That's what I'd like to do.
Well, how do you pick your guest?
I tell you the truth, it's not to sound too airy-fairy about it, but it's really intuition. My next guest, my next guest.
Sure.
That's not excluding anyone by any means, but I don't really know who the next, since we shoot every couple of weeks. After I'm done one show, it's like the question, who's the next guest?
Right.
And then I'll just sit with it. Since I'm the one who picks the guests, I do the pre-interviews. I wear a lot of hats on this show. It's not just this. It's an intuition thing, and it's like, oh, that's the next best person to be on the show. And Adele helps me out sometimes. We toss it around. Oh yeah, that'll be the next good person to have on. So she's helpful. So
what have been the top 3 shows viewed on YouTube so far?
Top 3 shows on YouTube. Well, the top 3 shows on YouTube so far have been, my second guest on the show was Layla Atwill. She is a belly dancer. And there must be a very big international belly dance community out there, because what I notice is that originally we put it out on YouTube and on Blip TV, and it's gotten picked up all over the place. I mean, by all other kinds of websites, so it's getting really out there in the community. And I just want to mention that during the course of that interview, I had a really profound experience, because there were some questions that I had about the whole interplay, the kind of seductive interplay that goes on between the belly dancer and the audience. And I was just really wondering about that, just as a man, and sexuality and that whole thing. And I was really wondering how that plays out. So we have a clip that we can show, give Layla a chance to develop this a little bit. So we can watch that.
Oh, great. Let's see it.